Hey everybody, welcome back to the shed. This is going to be a quick little, give you a little bit of airplane building porn on this Sunday. But I've got all the formers made, cut out of the plans, got them all marked. Got the center lines drawn, it's upside down now, I'm working on the top crutcher. What I'm doing is I just rough cut the opening where the crutch sits. And now I am fitting it to the crutch. You can see on the top, maybe you can or maybe you can't, I drew the location of the former where it sits, and I've drawn a small center line on the crutch. What I did then was open up that gap using my file and line my center line up to the center line, and that should be straight. There's 35 of these bad boys. This will give you a little idea what half of them look like on it. That's upside down. This will be the right side. Then I started thinking as I was building it, how am I gonna, I don't have a jig, I'm gonna have to make some sort of a jig to hold the lower crutch on as I'm gluing it. Nothing is glued now, of course. Tomorrow I think I'm going to be bringing in my build table. I got a special build table. It's actually on the other side of that wall right there. That wall that's been sitting there. But what I was thinking about doing, not thinking about, I'm almost positive what I'm going to do. If you notice, this line at the bottom where the wing mounts is straight, and right about F23, that's where the angle starts to go up. So I'm going to draw a straight line off of F23, where the angle of the tail starts to go up, to the back of the fuselage. Measure the distance between F35 and that line, and I'm basically going to make a wedge, probably out of pine. Square it all up, get it nice and flat, and I'm going to lay out, it'll be a lot easier once I show it to you, but I'm going to make a wedge out of pine that'll sit right here. I'll attach that to my table, and these crutches I made, they're supposed to be 3/8 or 1/4 inch sheet balsa, and the distance here, mine are 1/2 inch. I went to the store and I actually bought them, but these are just under 3/8 of an inch. I bought mine 1/4 by 1/2. So I'll glue part of the crutch, make it nice and straight, to the top of my wedge. Just tack it in. Imagine that's the crutch, there's my wedge. I'm going to tack the crutch to the wedge. This being straight from here, and I think it starts to go up right about, this obviously it's tough on this. Once I get on the ground, it starts going up right around 11, I think. Maybe it's straight all the way across. Well, whatever the case is, I was worried about this right now, so I'll worry about that some other time. But that's what my plan is. So I'm going to build basically a wedge out of probably 1/2 inch pine, and I'm going to put it right here, tack weld the crutch to the top of the piece of pine, have it nice and flat, and then I'll be able to make all my angles. That's when I do the bottom. It's sitting on the top right now. You see I marked it top. So basically I'm doing this right here. Alright, I haven't worried about the depth yet. I haven't worried about the depth. I'm just worried about the width and getting all my lines centered. And basically I did that the same way as I did the stabilizer. I drew my center line, like I said, on the crutch and the location for each former. Let me set this down and I'll do one for you and see if you guys can see it. I can get my fancy dancy deal here going again. Let's see, that should probably work. But what I did, I took my crutch, now we're up to 26. I took my former and my small file. You've seen that file, my little jeweler's file, if you've been watching along. and I'll file the inside of the top. And if I can see where that's got to be filed here, and I'll just keep filing it, working it, until I get it to sit over top of that crutch. Like I said, I'm not worrying about the top yet, just worried about the bottom. And obviously I'm going to be moving it a little bit, but then I'll just keep working it until I get it to sit down in there, not so tight that I'm bending anything, but just nice and snug. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to make some, I'm kind of dreading it. I got to take out that table back behind me. It's been about 2 years since I had it in here. It's just been sitting on the other side of the shed for waiting for me to do my next build. You see, I'm getting close now. I don't know, it's kind of hard for you guys to tell, I'm sure. But I'm getting close to where it'll slip over that edge. Keep working this down. And once I get it open, if I have to make any final adjustments to my center line, either go left or right, I'll do that too. Let me show you. I'll get one starting in there. I can see I left all the paper on. The plans came with one whole sheet of nothing but crutches. There's a bunch of them on here. I was kind of worried about the stiffness of this, but it's impossible. I think they're on 2-inch centers all the way back from the one I'm working on now. They're all on 2-inch centers, and in the front they go to 1.5-inch centers. So we don't have, I was kind of saying, why, I wish they'd have made it out of plywood, but holy moly, they got enough of these in here. Once this thing gets sheeted, and 3/32-inch sheeting, once I put the sheeting on it and fiberglass this, I don't see how in the world, yeah, see why he put so many on there. But it's going to be one sturdy bird. You can see I'm getting close now. Alright, so now I'm a little bit tight. Just a little bit more off of that bad boy. And I've been doing this now for the last, I don't know, 2 hours. Getting these to line up. And I'm sure you go, well, there's got to be a better way. Why didn't you just... Well, like I said, this is my first scratch build. And I don't want to reinvent the wheel. So if anybody has any better ideas, but this is the way I came up with. I'm not worried. Again, I'm not worried about the height yet. Once I worry about the height, I'll probably mark, because I can, this is 1/2 inch, it's only supposed to be probably 3/8. I'd either sand it down, or what I'll do is I'll draw a line about 3/8, and then I'll work these back down to 3/8. There we go. Now we go. Let's take a peek at where we're at. Yeah, I'm a little bit to the left of the line. So I'll just work this side, move it back over a little bit, until I can get my center line reasonably tight to the center line on the crutch. And that's what I've been doing for the last 2 hours. Or actually, for an hour of that time I was finished cutting, I went to the hobby. There we go. Now we got a nice fit. Okay, we got a nice fit, and we're lined up with our line. So that's what I've been doing. Now we're working on all the bottoms right now, or the tops, I'm sorry. This is all the tops, all the way from 35. We got 35 all the way to 25 done right now. So I've got 25 to go, back up to 1, so 25 more of those got to fit inside of that space right there. So 25 more? Is that really true? 24 more. 1 to 24. Oh, no. I'm only to here with the crush. I was going to say, holy mackerel. That's where I ended. So that last one I put in will be F14. And then I'll put the 1 through 13 in. It'll go down on the bottom. Yeah, what was I thinking? But that's where I'm at right now. I went to the, there's my box of them sitting over here, all ready to go. Went to the hobby store yesterday and picked up my order. Every week I go. It's a small little place right outside the field we fly at. He's got it in his house, a little garage type deal. So I go in Saturday, pick up my order some more stuff. I just ordered the 3/32 plywood for the nacelle. It's kind of a bizarre deal. Not bizarre, but it's 14 inches long. So he had some 12-inch stuff there, but I ain't going to glue it together, obviously. So he's going to try to get me some, hopefully he can get me one sheet I can get 2 of them out of. But he's ordering me the nacelle parts I need for next Saturday. So next Saturday, I'll cut those out, and I'll have my nacelle done. And then I'll have my table in here, and I'll have all this clamped down nice. And boy, we should be gluing here shortly. I'm thinking, I got a few things I got to do. Like, I haven't cut any of the tops out yet for the top crutch. I got to hollow out back for the baler, or for the horizontal stabilizer. There's a block of wood that goes back through 35. There are 2 blocks of wood that go back through 35 where the horizontal stabilizer goes through. And we're getting there. We are getting there. But that's where we're at right now. And I've got the other ones all over there ready to go in that big pile of mess. Tomorrow that won't be there. My building desk will go right here. It's a huge desk I got. It's a really sturdy, flat top desk. And then I'll move my tools to the left. So I got to take the shelf out today and get this taken down and tore down and move all this stuff to the other side of the wall on that side. But I just wanted to give you a little heads up where we were at. I appreciate the couple of subscribers. So if you got any comments or complaints, whatever, you see I'm doing something wrong, don't hesitate to chime in. I went and on eBay, and I've been talking to a couple of guys about our retracts we're going to get. I'm trying to work a deal out with him now. He's got a brand new set he's not using. The air tank he bought, it's an air up, air down system. He's got the complete system. We might have to make a little modification to the front, the nose gear, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm trying to work on a deal with him. They're brand new, never used. He bought them for a project, and he decided he wasn't going to do the project, and he's selling them on eBay. And I got a little rough edges here we got to sand down. But hopefully I can work out something with him so we could save a few dollars and get that. But what the problem is my center line, not problem, but I'm going to have to raise it. I think this is 120 millimeters from here to here. And I think his were 140, which I'm going to have to, maybe I can, I haven't really looked at them that close. I was thinking maybe I could shave it down a little bit, even if I get it to 130, somewhere around there. Or obviously I'm just going to have to make this a little bit bigger. That's a 3-inch wheel, and it fits tight inside of there. So I can't really go much higher. Go a little bit higher, probably about a 1/4 inch here to get it to fit. But I can't really go much higher than that. And obviously if they're longer, my wheel's going to be out here a little bit farther. I might have a problem with that. Probably push it back a little bit to this former here on F7. But maybe move it back. I don't know. We'll have to see. If it's a good enough price, we'll have to worry about it. If not, I'm going to have to go pay the real dollar and get the ones I want. I get the ones that are closer to 120 millimeters than the one he's got. But hopefully we can work something out, actually. Or hopefully, more importantly, hopefully I can work the nose gear and it's basically the nose gear that's going to be the problem. But hopefully I can figure something out with it, because it saved me about $300 getting it that way. So that's always nice to save $300. I thought I'd show you guys where I'm at, but that's what we're doing, and this is how it really goes. That's the top, and that's how she's going to be looking. So we're halfway done fitting in our formers. You can see the distance on the top here. I'm a little bit high, but I'd rather be a little bit high and cut this down or sand it down. I had to put a splice in there. Put a sand it over, curve it, or whatever the case. We can always cut that off. But That would be the part that I would be talking about on the bottom, gluing it to that wedge. Hopefully that makes sense. It'll make sense when I show it to you. Hopefully that works out. I was wondering what I was going to do. Obviously, I just can't start gluing in the air like that. You know how crooked that would be. But I think that'll work out nice, putting a triangular shaped wedge right here on the table and the ground, because that is straight. That goes straight back. Tacking that crutch right to that board and then working right off of that board. That board will stay solid and straight on the table, my build table, and I'll know I'll be at the right height instead of having it just flopping around. I have to come up with some idea. Okay, so that's where we're at now, guys. It was, like I said, a quick little video just to show you where we were at. So if you have any comments, leave me a message or whatever you do in the comment section. All right, thanks a lot. We'll see you later.